Hello, it's 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon here at Ironbound Gym's live classes at home. My name's Stan. We'll be doing Tai Chi and Qigong to relax our way into the weekend. One of the things you might notice in the background, someone across the way has been running some power equipment, ATV or something. And they just started a few minutes ago. It's quieted down for now, but if that comes up, that's okay. You just notice it's there. You let your thoughts come back to here. Actually, it's a really good mindfulness practice to have distractions because it lets you practice not letting things get to you. You just observe them and let them be. There's a really nice story I like that comes from Zen. There was a samurai warrior that came to a master and asked the master, "What about this heaven and hell? Do they really exist?" And the master looks at the samurai and says, "How does someone as stupid and ugly as you ever get to be a samurai?" The samurai was enraged. He started to draw his sword, and the master said, "That's hell." The samurai thought about that. He realized what was going on. He put his sword back and he smiled, and the master said, "That's heaven." So oftentimes we don't have control of what's going on around us, but we do have control of how we respond to it. So if you hear those sounds, just let them go. You start off with your posture, your balance and breathing. You have your feet about shoulder width apart, as parallel as you can get them. You start to sink down, getting yourself evenly balanced in all directions, front, back, and sides and corners, so that you're firmly connected to the earth. Then you use that Ba-Wei crown chakra, if you want to call it that, top of your head to pull you straight up, lift you up, make you taller, stack your vertebrae on top of each other, and make adjustments to your body. Your tailbone drops down, your hips move back a little bit. Tops of your hips are parallel to the floor, your stomach flattens, your lower back flattens. Your spine becomes more of a J shape than an S shape. But if that feels uncomfortable for you, just relax into whatever feels best. Tops of your shoulders are parallel to the floor and they relax down a center line. Back of your head rises up, chin tucks in a little bit, your head moves back so it's nice and balanced over your shoulders. So you're equally balanced in all directions. You're not doing any extra work to stay upright. You've got a little bit of a bend in your knees, from your earlobe to your shoulder to your hip to your ankle. Straight line perpendicular to the floor. Just focus on your breathing. If you can, I know the tree pollen's high today, but if you can, you breathe in through your nose, down to your diaphragm, pulling your diaphragm down. Again, the 70% rule applies to breathing. You don't have to inhale as deeply as you can. On the exhale, just pull your pelvic floor up. Move as much air out as you can, so on the next breath you can get in more clean, fresh air. As you breathe, you touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. This engages the muscles in your jaw, so you can't clench your teeth. And in Chinese medicine, it connects a couple of energy channels. We'll go over a little bit later. But for now, just use your abdominal breathing to calm yourself, soothe yourself. Make the exhale last just a little bit longer than the inhale. Just relax all the muscles in your face. Let everything soften. You can start at the top of your head and work your way down. Send full body scan. If you feel any tightness anywhere, any tension anywhere, just breathe into it and let it soften. Let your arms float up with your palms facing to about shoulder high. Turn your hands, press in, push your head back just a little bit to feel some movement in your neck. Turn your hands and press out. Let your arms extend out, arms come back down, palms towards your thighs. Tuck your chin a little bit to feel some more stretch in the back of your neck. Inhale up. exhale, and inhale, and exhale. One more. Come back to the center. Let your arms come up again. One hand drops down, palm towards the floor. Other arm folds over, palm lines up with your forehead. 70% of your range of motion. Turn to that side. Again, loosening up the muscles in your neck and shoulder. You come back to the center. Same thing, other side. It's an exhale and an inhale. Hands come back down. Turn your head to one side, drop your chin, let it roll across the bottom and then straight across the middle. It's an exhale and an inhale. And then just reverse. Back to the center and just do some shoulder rolls towards the front. And then just reverse. Inhale on the way up. And exhale down, just kind of sinking down again. You're also balancing out energy in your body. Got the ATV outside and Annie the Beagle snoring inside, so we have a lot of sound effects today. Inhale and exhale. Let your arms come up with your palms facing. We're going to bring the forearms and the palms in and then just inhale and exhale. Arms back out parallel with your shoulders. Let your arms extend outwards and all the joints expand outward, but you keep some bend in your elbows. Feel everything stretch out. And then you come back as you inhale, but don't bring your arms all the way in. It's an exhale and an inhale. Fingers are pointed straight up. Let your wrists limber up, tilting your hands towards you and away from you. And then towards and away from each other. And then circles one way. And the other way. Bring your hands down by your hips. You have soft fists that you bring to rest there. You reach out. Again, feel your arm extend outwards, open your hand, curl your fingers, pull back in. It's an exhale and an inhale. One of the interesting things about sound is we have something called vagal nervous system that's involved with emotional regulation, and those deep kind of low frequency sounds can initiate a stress response. It's one of the reasons when we talk to babies or talk to our dogs, we'll often do it in a higher pitched voice with some prosody in our talk, and it has a really calming effect. Just bring your hands so you're holding a ball, lower hand rotates out, presses up, upper hand presses down. Feel some stretch in your back. It's an exhale and an inhale. Upper hand's going to be palm up. Back to the center. Rotate on that center axis, which runs from the byway through the perineum to the point equally distant between our ankles or those bubbling wells, depending on how you're built. Turn until the hand that's on top, just from the hips up, that hand lines up with the hip on that side. You rotate the hands around, keeping your palms facing. We come back to the other side. And just synchronize your breathing so you're inhaling in one direction and exhaling in the other. Back to the center, put your hands to the side. Shift all your weight into the foot on that side, no weight in the other foot, but it can just reach out and touch to get some movement in your hip. So exhale out and inhale back. Using my phone for this, and it looks like I'm standing in a, for those who remember what a phone booth is, on the screen, or else it's like a mime trying to press against the invisible wall. Just come back to the center. Hands face towards the floor. Shift all your weight into one foot. Hands go back to counterbalance. Empty foot goes up. Heel touches. Forefoot touches. All the movements are slow and smooth, just like you're moving through water. So what you're aiming for is to be as graceful as you can. So the grace shows a kind of a level of skill. Just come back to the center, toes towards the corners, a little space between your heels, fists at your hips. Shift your weight into one foot, other foot's empty, it reaches out, you punch with the opposite hand, and come back. It's an exhale. Okay guys, we're having some trouble with the connection, so we'll pick up where we left off. Shift your weight right, step up, punch, and come back. It's an exhale, and inhale. I'm using my phone instead of the Wi-Fi because I figured that was a better connection, but maybe not. And then heel and toe on one side. And then on the other side. And then side to side, little toe, big toe, touch about the same spot. Same thing on the other side. And then circles in one direction, and in the other direction. Same thing, other side, in reverse. We'll do something, Tai Chi swing, just swing on that center axis from one side to the other, just like your hands or tether balls, or they're just swinging around freely, attached directly to your spine. Hand in the back hits lightly just inside your hip. And then you drum or you tap on the point in the lung meridian. And I've seen a lot of, there's been a lot of live Qigong teachers online this week, and almost every one of them has utilized this particular acupressure point. Then base of the rib cage. And then just inside the hip. And then lower dantian. And then just back to swinging, one side to the other. And then you're holding a really big ball. Take your hip out, turn the hands around, keeping the palms facing, come to the other side. Just balance everything out. The lung acupressure point, if you run your hand down your collarbone where you get that little kind of indentation there, you can massage there. And in Chinese medical theory and Qigong, that helps loosen up things in your lungs, helps improve your lung function. You can do it on both sides, and typically you do it if you're bringing energy into your lungs as a clockwise thing. And then you can also liven them up by tapping on them. Same thing other side. Come back to center. Bring your hands up, down, and it's like you're in a little bit of a horse riding stance. Hands come out as you inhale. And then they come back palm up as you kind of move your hips back. Exhale. It's an inhale. This one is also for lung functioning. It uses a visualization of visualizing healing, pure light as you inhale into your lungs. You inhale as you come out. Exhale when you come back. On the exhale, you visualize what's called turbid chi or stale chi. You can visualize yourself exhaling out gray light. Use light. Balance everything out. The next one is water. So you have one hand behind you, palm up over the kidney on the opposite side. Your hand comes across your body. Come across. Out to the side, you reach down. It's like you're scooping up clear water or pretty blue water that flows down your arm, down the other arm into the kidney, and then again the turbid chi flows out. It's also a nice stretch. And then to get to the other side, you just switch hands. Come down. Remember that 70% rule. You don't have to go very deep, just however far down you want to go. Stay in your comfort zone. If you can't smile when you're doing it, you back off until you can. Balance everything out. The next one is just moving energy up and down. You breathe in. Do this 3 times as you breathe in, 3 times as you breathe out. Balance everything out. Bring your hands up. Palms going to shift and Move most of your weight into this side as you push towards the opposite corner. Palm of this hand's going to be towards the corner. Fingers of this hand's going to be pointed straight ahead, just like your toes are. As you shift your weight to the other side, this hand pushes past your heart to the other side. It's an exhale. Inhale. Balance everything out. Your arms come up, and then you make what looks almost like a diamond in front of you. Hands keep going up. You lift the back of your head and look up just a little bit. Again, it's going to be shifting your weight from one side to the other, synchronizing your breathing. Balance everything out. Nice and balanced, just shift your weight from one side to the other, so it's almost like your body's a pendulum. When you're centered, the pendulum or the plumb bob's right in the middle of your foundation. When you shift your weight, it's right in the middle of this foot, back to the center, right in the middle of this foot. Warmed up a little bit, we'll do a bit of balance. It's going to be tricky for me doing it on carpet and shoes, but just let one foot come up, your toe comes out. And you just sink into it and relax. Come back to the center. Shift all your weight into the foot that was just out in the air, and then the other foot just floats up, toe comes up. If you need to keep your forefoot on the floor, that's okay. Knee just floats up. And then other side. Sometimes if you just point your index fingers to the floor, it can help kind of ground you. You can also pretend you're leaning on something, or since you're at home, you can lean on a chair or whatever you need to. Or you just touch it. You don't even have to lean on it this time your heel goes up. It's amazing how much stability that can give you just touching something. It's like a security blanket. Heel comes up. This time you bring your leg up, drop your hand on it. Just relax there. These are things you can practice anywhere. If you're standing in line somewhere, you can lift your your foot just off the ground a bit. Nobody's going to notice. You can do the weight shifts anytime. If you have room, you're going to walk a little bit. Shift your weight into one foot. Feel that foot root into the earth. The other foot starts to let go. It comes up very slowly, straight ahead like you're walking on railroad tracks. It comes down. Heel touches as you shift your weight into it. Your center goes diagonally across till now this foot is weighted and fully sealed, so the other foot can let go. And come straight up. Paying attention to how the bottoms of your feet feel as you shift your weight from one side. And as you step, now you stay nice and balanced and in harmony with gravity. Weight back. Toe comes up first, heel lets go, goes straight back. And if you want to just turn around and go back, you can do that. This is mindful walking. You can do it at a regular speed or a slow speed. The thing is, you're paying attention to your breathing. You inhale as the foot comes up, exhale as it comes down. You're paying attention to where you are in space, how your feet feel on the floor, bringing yourself to where you are right now, being very aware of everything. Shift your weight into one foot, let the other foot go to 45 degrees. Shift your weight over. Other foot comes in, touches down briefly near your instep, but not too close to it. Comes out, toes straight ahead on this foot into a forward bow and arrow stance. Come back. Shift your weight. Foot comes up. Step up. When your foot comes forward, there's space between your feet, and this knee never goes beyond your toes. And knees are always lined up with the toes. Shift your weight back. Foot comes in, touches down, steps out. This is Yang style Tai Chi walking. It's something, again, you can practice for improving your balance. I think I got room to do one more back there. Just come back to center. Nice and relaxed. Arms come up and down. As they come down, your hips go back a little bit. It's like you're about to sit down in a chair. It's an inhale and an exhale. Back to center, arms come up. This time open the chest, another one for your lungs. Inhale and exhale. Come down. Shift your weight into one foot either side, it doesn't matter. The other arm's going to go palm up and go straight out. Opposite arm's going to come over top of your head. You look out over your outstretched hand. Shift your weight in straight places. Synchronize your breathing. Come back to center. Cross your arms and up. Doesn't matter which one is underneath. Usually put my left crossing under. But you can do whatever feels right for you. Down, one arm goes forward, palm down, other arm back at 4 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and then it folds over. You look ahead, front arm goes palm up, turn on that center axis and pull and push. So again, you're using your whole body, you're not just moving your arms. It's an exhale, inhale. center, and then arms just like you're on maybe a paddle board, or like you're paddling along in the water. Back to the center, then it's like you're tossing something off into the corner as you're shifting your weight from one side to the other. Back to the center, nice and balanced. And like you're tossing something over your shoulder, so you're turning at the hips, but making sure you keep your knees nice and soft. Back to the center, palms to your hips. It's a push to the opposite corner, so hand comes up, you soften your knees, sink down as you push to the corner. Feel that arm extend outwards. You inhale back and exhale out. Back to the center, get yourself situated, and then it's yang style, wave hands like clouds, shifting your weight from one side to the other. To the center, shift your weight to one side, adjust the other foot so the toes are towards the corner, shift your weight. Hand on that side goes underneath, you cross hands, come back. Exhale, inhale. We lost the video again, we got it back. Sorry about that, guys. I've got a good signal here. I'm not sure why it keeps dropping. We'll finish this off before we drop it again. Inhale and exhale. I may try going through the internet next week instead of through the phone. I thought the phone would be more stable, but obviously not. Or I may just video one and post it then. You don't have to worry about dropping signals. Hands come up, you come down, you grab energy, you bring it up like you're pouring it over you. It's an exhale and an inhale. Back to center, hook hand behind you, and then just coming across, using your whole body. doing these a little fast, trying to get it in while we still got a connection. The other side. And then work your way back down. Play your way back down. Back to the center, bringing energy into your heart. So it's like you're pulling it into that middle dantian. Exhale out. Inhale in. Then reverse. We'll balance everything out. Inhale up and exhale down. It's bringing down energy from the heavens. Thanks for coming in on a Friday afternoon. If you have any questions or comments, anything, just leave them in the comments below. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Take care. Be well. Bye-bye.